Thank you very much, House Chair. House Chair, there is no way that EFF can support this report. All of you sitting here, you belong to a ward that is not serviced by any municipality. The department is failing on daily basis to provide guidance in terms of intervention. Chairperson, we risk going on like scratch records in this house as far as matters of local government are concerned. This is so because year after year, the Auditor General highlights the very same issues with local government in this country, and year after year, this House and the executive failed to properly root out the problems hindering proper management at the local government. We know these problems to be inadequate oversight and monitoring of the compliance with key legislations to prevent the recurrence of material non-compliance findings on expenditure management and asset management, inadequate institutional capacity, resulting in slow progress in implementing of the municipal interventions at local level, inadequate review and absence of quality assurance controls over financial statements compilation process, impacting the credibility of the financial statements. Further, the Auditor General, we know that key targets are not achieved across municipalities, particularly those that relate to service delivery on infrastructural projects. Municipalities lack leadership. At a political level, there is an infighting, instability. It does not matter if the political leadership belongs to a same political party. Kubheda kakhulu ke lapha kagogo. Hambe qwaqwa zofica imayor ilwa plain with the speaker. They don't even hide. Municipalities are engulfed by corruption, which cripple communities, and it's becoming worse on daily basis. Kosana, you know, now you were mayor at some point. That's why we're here. You ran away from those things. The role of the department is to intervene.
Thank you, Honorable Mkalipi. Your time is now expired.
With the sugar-coated, we don't support this budget, Chair, including the Western Cape one municipality.
Thank you.
Are dysfunctional.
Thank you.
Down with municipalities, down.
Thank you, Chair. The challenge that we have in this country is that we...
Order, honourable members. Let's listen to the Honourable Letlape.
The challenge that we have is that we have a pandemic of lawlessness and irresponsibility. We are not upholding the rule of law. We have people that settle in riverbeds, and we no longer call it squatting, we call it informal settlement. We don't uphold the rules of law, and we are not able to provide services to them. We have a culture of non-payment of services. Even government departments don't pay their services. And we expect municipalities to work when nobody pays for services that are rendered, including governments. Everything is failing. We have sewage in the streets, including in Acacia Village, where I stay. So even MPs are not exempt. It's been oozing for months. And we wonder why we are in the state that we are in. There's a talk of professionalization. We support it. But for you to get professionalization, you have got to employ professionals. If you can't do that, you're not going to get professionalization. We need to ensure that we as parties appoint competent councillors that understand what governance is about. We need to clearly separate governance from operations, and tenders should be controlled by the employed professionals. If we do not uphold the rule of law, if you don't pay, services must be cut. If you interfere with infrastructure, you must go to jail. If we can't do that, there's no way services will be provided. ESCOM is bankrupt.
Thank you, Honourable Member.
Not because it's inefficient.
Thank you, Chair. If you want to know how South Africans judge government, if you want to know what South Africans think about the state, you simply need to look at their streets, because this is where government meets citizens. This is where government meets residents. If you look at the burst pipes, at the potholes, at the taps that are running dry for days, that's the experience of South Africans, and that's what they think about government, that government is incompetent, that government does not deliver, that government ultimately does not care about them. The COGTA BRRR confirms what communities have been saying for years, and that's the fact that local government is collapsing. The report shows that municipalities are falling apart. There's financial distress, there's political instability, and there's failing service delivery systems. Municipalities such as Mfuleni, Mangaung, City of Johannesburg have become symbols of state failure, where the sewage that the Honorable Doctor was talking about flows into the streets. Now, these failures are not isolated, they are systemic, and they are an indictment on COGTA, whose core mandate is actually to support municipalities before they collapse, not after communities have actually suffered irreversible harm. We support the BRRR's recommendation from the Portfolio Committee that the department must urgently report on turnaround plans. We support the recommendation of a skills audit. And what we want to say about the proposed collaboration with the City of Johannesburg is that that is a lifeline that is needed. Without decisive intervention, municipalities and the people living in them will not survive the next decade. And I want to repeat, that is an indictment on COGTA, it is an indictment on government, it is an indictment on the government of national unity. Thank you.